Hello, this is Andreas from Nordic Tarot. This time around I brought you a love reading for the start of October. And as always, these readings are general. So not everyone's gonna have a message, it's not gonna resonate with everyone, and I'm sorry if it doesn't. But as always, you can get more information about how to contact me and on the decks I use in the description below. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your readings. Hello Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising. What's going on with you guys? I mean, your first card, the underlying energy, is the Two of Cups. This is a soulmate card. It's two people coming together. It's two people coming together, but it's two people. It's two people coming together that feel the same way about something, and this can be about each other, or it can be about a topic or an agenda. But if you are looking for love, then this card has. But if you are looking for love, then this card holds some great potential for you, and the underlying energy is something that permeates throughout the entire reading, and it's something that's very close to you. The problem circumstance, or the heart of the reading, is the Ace of Swords, and this is a new way of thinking. This is a victory. It's victory through the truth, but then it's crossed by the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is about a balance. It's about focus. It's maintaining its concentration, and it's also about very, grounded. I mean, pentacles are stable things. They are material, they are tangible. They're houses and money, things we can touch. But with the Two of Pentacles, is it the entire energy? Is it just a facet of the energy that is crossing the Ace of Swords here? And with the Two of Pentacles as well, as we see in the card, this is someone who has their back to this body of water. And as we know, water represent our emotions and our feelings. This card can sometimes indicate that we're perhaps ignoring or neglecting part of our life. Be it emotional, or, we're not having enough fun because we're working so much, something like that. But with it crossing the Ace of Swords, I'm wondering. Because, like I said, the Ace of Swords is victory through the truth, and it is a new way of thinking about something, but it's crossed by the Two of Pentacles. Now, is the Two of Pentacles something that's helping? Now, I'm looking at the rest of your cards, and I'm not entirely sure it is. I'll get to that in a second. Sorry, I was just seeing if I could get some messages. I mean, in the past, you have the World. It's a successful completion of a cycle. This is like you finished something. Something was done. Was this a relationship? Did a relationship end? Or did you maybe decide in the past that, no, I'm done being single, for example? And then you have this successful completion, but it's led to the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups can be that we have too many choices. It can be which dream is worth pursuing. It can be about delusions and fantasies as well. And I kind of feel like the problem circumstance, you have the Ace of Swords, so you have the truth. You know the truth. But then it's crossed by the Two of Pentacles, which is like this balance, and the thing with the Two of Pentacles is that it requires a lot of effort to maintain this juggling act. But at some point, do you choose one or the other? Do you put one of the pentacles down and then you keep one, and that's the path forward? Because then it becomes the Ace of Pentacles, and that's your path. Because the Seven of Cups can indicate having issues making a choice, not really knowing which path to take. And, I mean, that's kind of reinforced with some of your other cards, but I'll get to that in a minute. But it feels like, but you have this, let's say you are having trouble picking a path in the present, but then in the future you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is like a legacy card. It's what you've built or what you've done, or, it's a legacy is something we leave behind, and it's kind of like, I mean, that is the end of the pentacle path. In your crowning, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is the potential for a stable new beginning with someone else, perhaps, because you do have the Two of Cups in your underlying energy. And with the Ten of Pentacles, with it being a legacy, that might be, perhaps that is building that with this Two of Pentacles. And perhaps this Ten of Pentacles energy is building a legacy with whoever this person with the Two of Cups is, or is that building that without them? Is this your choice? Are you choosing between being with someone and not being with someone? But the Ace of Pentacles here very clearly, to me anyway, kind of indicates that there's some choice. Like, well, you are balancing these Two of Pentacles, you're juggling them, but the path forward is picking one of them. And with the Ace of Swords being the heart of the matter, I feel like you kind of know. But at the same time, in your feelings, you have the Four of Pentacles. So, are you feeling very defensive at this moment? Because the Four of Pentacles is sometimes referred to as the miser card. This is someone who does not want to invest anything. They know what they have and they want what they have. They don't want to let go of that. And therefore, they are just clinging on to that, what they have, because they don't want to lose that, of course. Because the Four of Pentacles asks you, what is of value to you? So what is of value to you? What are you holding on to? What is it that is so dear to you? And because it does look like you're feeling very defensive at the moment. And being defensive is not necessarily a bad thing, but the warning with the Four of Pentacles and being the miser and not kind of wanting to invest or spend anything, that's great. That person will have the Four of Pentacles. Like, the miser will have their Four of Pentacles forever if they don't let go of them or invest them in something, but they will never have more than that either. And I'm not saying it's like, well, whatever you value, just give it up because it's going to be great. I understand that it's difficult. If you have something that you value, and this can be your time or your love or your money, like, what is important to you? What is of value to you? Is it your emotions? Is it feeling vulnerable? And then I feel like this difficult choice thing only gets reinforced with the external influence or the outside influence with the Two of Swords. And that's why I'm kind of saying that I feel like you know what the path is or the truth is with the Ace of Swords, but you're not necessarily making that choice anyway because you do have the Two of Swords, which is someone. I mean, look at this woman. She's got these two swords and she's blindfolded, and the two swords can indicate that we either don't have enough information or we feel like we don't have enough information to make a choice, or it can be that we don't want to look at something. We don't want to look at the choices because it's a difficult decision to make. And that's what I'm saying with the Four of Pentacles, that I understand if it's difficult, because as well as reinforcing the difficulty of the choice, the Two of Swords also connect with the Four of Pentacles, kind of saying like, this is something you really don't want to look at. You don't want to make this choice. What is this choice? And in your hopes and fears, you have the Five of Pentacles, which is about emotional poverty. It can be about like having actual money problems. But it's feeling a lack of support. It's feeling left out in the cold. It's like you don't have a support structure. You have no one to turn to for help. And of course, sometimes the Five of Pentacles is indicating that, yes, someone is out in the cold, but they've chosen that. They look at something and say, I don't want any help with this. But is that the case for you? Because it is in your hopes and fears. So is that the case for you? I feel like this is, and I understand if someone would be afraid of this, if, like, not having a support structure, if that's something you feel like you need or want. I mean, the outcome is the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is passionate and, fiery. Pardon, it's, pun not intended. I mean, your outcome is the King of Wands, and he's, like, passionate and sociable and forward, and, all eyes are on him. Is this a person that you're dealing with? Is this what the choice is about? Is this your kind of energy? A potential energy you'll have? I mean, one interpretation, looking at the cards, and because of who the King of Wands is, he is very sociable and exciting and fun. Is the Two of Cups something you're thinking of? Is that something you're manifesting? Perhaps you're not feeling like the King of Wands. Maybe you're not feeling sociable. Maybe you don't want to go out. Maybe you have issues being in social situations. And you know the truth. You know the path with the Ace of Swords. But then you have this juggling act with the Two of Pentacles, like, oh, I want to do this, but then I'm thinking about all these things that are kind of in opposition. And then you did finish something in the past with the world. There was some successful completion here. But then that's led to the present energy of the Seven of Cups, where maybe you don't really know which path to pick again. Like, the Ace of Swords and Two of Pentacles kind of looks like a difficult decision. Seven of Cups is maybe having too many choices or not knowing which dream is the right one to pursue. But then you also have in your outside influences the Two of Swords, which again is a difficult choice. But then in the future, there is this Ten of Pentacles, legacy building. Like, what is it you're gonna move toward? What is your legacy? What is it you want to build? What is it you want to accomplish and then maybe leave behind? And of course, this can be building a family, meeting someone, building a family. It can be about owning a business and earning money and leaving this like more business-oriented legacy. It can be about writing a book and leaving your thoughts behind. Maybe you write music and that's how you leave your feelings behind. You know, it's what is the legacy? What is it? But then the Ace of Pentacles is saying that, okay, you are maintaining this thing with the Two of Pentacles, but there's got to be a choice. There is one path. And again, with the Ace of Swords, you kind of know what that path is. But then, of course, I'm going to reiterate with the Four of Pentacles in your feelings that I understand if it's difficult. I understand that it's not just binary, like, well, I go with this because who cares, or this because whatever. Like, there's some investing, there's some, like, heavy, I'm wary of using this word, but it almost looks like anxiety to me, with the Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. And it looks super heavy, and I so understand, because it is this thing where you want to protect yourself, and you're defensive, and worried maybe even with the Four of Pentacles. And then this outside influence is the Two of Swords, so it is a difficult decision. It's something you don't know if you can make, or something it's a choice you don't want to make. But again, the Ace of Swords is there. So you do have the truth. You do probably have a new way of thinking, and you can see a path. But then in your hopes and fears, you have the Five of Pentacles. And I understand that worry as well. What if it does not turn out the way I want? What if I have no support? What if I don't have anyone to turn to? And is this then all culminating in the King of Wands kind of energy? Will you or won't you be the King of Wands? And there's absolutely no judgment on my part whatsoever. I so understand that this is a difficult choice. But then in your underlying, you do have the Two of Cups. It's like a soulmate connection. It's two people coming together. Like, is this what you want? I'm sorry, I know I just went through everything again, but I just wanted to make it clear that you do have a choice, and the choice you make, of course, you can stand for that choice, and it's your choice. No one's forcing you to do anything. You don't have any major arcanas. This is all free will. But that also means that everything is in you. It's all in your head. It's all in your heart. You know, it's all in your soul. What is the Four of Pentacles worried about, or what is it that it's so protective of? I just think they are some very important questions to ask yourself. And of course, I just hope that everything turns out the best for you, that the path for you unfolds and you do understand what's around you and like how to make use of these energies. And they look really heavy, but they also look very clear to me. I'm really rooting for you, Taurus. It looks difficult, but there are some very bright spots here. With the Two of Cups, with the Ace of Swords, having the world in the past, that it was some successful completion you can build off of. And then the potential of this Ten of Pentacles legacy building in the future. So that was your reading for this time around, and I really hope that you found a message, like I said at the beginning of this video. And I understand that it won't resonate with everyone, which is unfortunate. I wish it did, but you know, it is what it is in the end. But I really hope you enjoyed the video, and like I said, I hope there was a message for you. And if you do want more information, if you want to book a reading, you know, my email is in the description below. If you did not get a message from the general reading, then maybe a personal reading will be more effective. So if you're curious, like I said, in the description below, you'll find how to contact me and some pricings. So, did you prefer the old readings I did you prefer these love readings? I thought I'd more hone in on one area instead of... It just seemed a bit scattered to me, the old way I did things. You know, I'm playing around, I'm figuring out what I like to do and what works for me as well. So, you know, did you prefer the old ones? Do you like these ones? Do you like that it's love specific? Those are some questions I'm putting forth to my lovely audience. And once again, thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel.